Good evening, guys. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hey, Adam G. Fresh from El Salvador right now. I can't
Yes!
believe my luck.
Oh my
Emilio is
gosh,
giving me for my
hello.
buena interview. Buena
Kaya
mano
yan.
interview.
Kaya mo yan. Binabasbasan mo na ba ako? It's always so nice to see friendly Filipino faces, especially when you're across the world. Syempre, medyo konti lang ang mga kababayan natin dito. So when I saw some of my fellow Pinoys, I was like, oh, feels like home. And not to mention the weather here is very
Yeah.
similar to the Philippines. Kaya feels right at home.
Sobra. Alam mo, feeling ko nga hiyang na hiyang ka nga dito sa El Salvador eh.
Sinuwerte lang ako na tropical
Oo.
country siya.
Oh, swear, why I say this because the looks that you have been showcasing talaga, grabe. Talagang lahat kami nagugulat talaga.
Maraming
Nagugulat
salamat,
talaga kami.
maraming
Lahat
salamat.
ng mga pageant fans talaga have been so stunned by the looks that you have been coming out with. And we never thought that, alam mo yun, na wow, that Michelle, parang dinugulat mo kami, but at the same time, we are still very appreciative of your efforts. I
Thank you.
wonder, I
Thank
noticed
you.
kasi with the looks that you have been serving, what made you go for the edgy route?
Well, my whole theme this year, especially because it is my third time trying, diba? My whole theme is really to showcase my personality, what makes me feel the most comfortable. Pero syempre, fashion pa rin dapat.
Oo.
As you all saw naman, and especially this year, I have always been edgy. I'm never pageant patty. I like going more high fashion. And I had to make sure that that resonated with my Miss Universe journey as well, because we want to be promoting ourselves, not trying to be the stereotype person that people expect you to be. Of course, there's nothing wrong with that, but it wouldn't be true to myself and my journey. Pero I wouldn't say I wanted to go full on edgy kasi syempre binabali ko din.
Mhm.
I play around with it. Of course, we are in El Salvador, so I can't be covered from head to toe all the time. So I like switching it up with my denim looks. Like you saw, my departure look
Arrival.
was denim, my arrival was denim, and then I switched it up to more color to fit. Of course, you have to study the events in your schedule. You don't want to look too far from what the actual event is. So I'm very grateful that I am working with the team of Ryuji Shiomitsu. I think they've done an amazing job
Super.
curating my wardrobe. Of course, I am very hands-on with my journey from production of my materials all the way to wardrobe. So I really had to make sure that I was working with my version of the best types of teams ever, because from wardrobe, kailangan I can trust the heads of these departments.
Yes.
So I wanted to work with Ryuji because I feel like he was able to collaborate with designers that could fit my personality, and as well as other aspects of the competition, like my pasarela I'm being trained with by Ian, and of course collaboration with Mama J or Sir Jonas Kafood. I've been working with my glam team for almost 8 years, so I put my full trust in them. My production team is also my personal production team, and I'm just very happy and grateful that all of these visions have come to life. And
Yeah.
that's for any future queen watching this, any aspirant, it's so important that you surround yourself with people that have your best interests at heart, but are also very skilled in the industry that they're in, just so all of that can come together and produce a really well curated journey for you.
Super. Grabe. Kasi nga, nakikita nga namin talaga yung,
Yes.
yung hard work mo. Buti they were aligned with your vision.
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
how challenging was it to look for the right people who will be so aligned with your vision?
That's a very good question, because the Philippines has some of the most creative minds out
Yes.
there. And I've worked with so many stylists, so many makeup artists, but at the end of the day, you have to assess the competition, what is needed. Of course, Team Ryuji Shiomitsu, they're handling my wardrobe, but I'm also working with Kenneth Ramil, who was my national stylist.
Yes.
He's the one handling my national costume. I have some looks also from Curator. So it's really just assessing their own strengths and weaknesses,
Yes.
and putting them where it fits in your competition.
And not only your wardrobe, pero natutuwa ako
Thank
sa pagiging self-aware mo throughout your competition. In fact, you're so playful. You've been
Thank
so playful
you.
lately
Thank you.
with all these things that you've been doing on social media. You've been branding yourself as Dora the Explorer. How did it all come about? Ang
Oh my
playful,
gosh.
playful nun.
Actually,
Benta sa pageant
mga
time.
akla, that wasn't from me. I mean, I obviously am very aware of what's going around in social media. I look around here and there. I don't notice the bashers, but I love it when, some of the pageant supporters play around with Dora.
Yeah.
So I thought it would be fun to kind of play around with it also. I mean, we are in El Salvador, and I do have short hair, and she does speak Spanish, so I thought it was just
Uh-oh.
very fitting to kind of play around with it. One thing that I'm very good at is also marketing. And in this case, what I have to market is myself.
Uh-huh.
And I think the best way to do that is to just try and involve your fans, try and involve whatever is, more relatable to everyone else. I am very happy that all of you are enjoying my captions, enjoying my content. I've been having such an amazing time. I won last May, was
Yes,
it?
May 13.
And I think one of the reasons why I'm able to enjoy so much is because I did have those months to
Uh-huh.
prepare, and now I just have to trust that preparation shines and comes out, and it's like clockwork already. It's like muscle memory. So right now it's just about having fun, taking it day by day.
So when you say you're having fun, do you feel any pressure to do well? Kasi I
Oo
say this
naman.
because the Dora the Explorer in you is having so much fun. In fact, last night, you look so amazing in,
Thank you.
in that Abdul Ghaffar
Yes, thank
number.
you.
Like, you really stood out in the midst of, see-through sexy gowns. You
Oh.
were standing out there, fully clothed talaga, na classic. Yung sexiness mo.
Yes, thank
What
you.
I like about you is dinadaan mo sa pagiging fun.
Thank you. Well,
Class.
first of all of the girls look stunning in their own right. I loved everything that they were wearing, but of course, I have not been one to really sport the shining, shimmering, super sexy cutout dresses. I mean, I do have a few very sexy pieces in my
Uh-huh.
wardrobe, but last night I felt like it was very fitting, especially because this is the first time that we were to be presented to the
Yes.
press since arriving in El Salvador. So I wanted to showcase something that really represented my brand. And you all know that I do love black. I love being chic. I love being elegant. And that piece from Abdul Ghafood really accentuated that. So I wanted to present that to the world. I thought it was very fitting. I'm so glad that all of you enjoyed it. And, just abangan nyo, marami pang parating.
Palakas ka talaga ng palakas by the
Thank you,
way.
thank you,
Promise.
thank you.
So, do you feel any pressure to do well?
Of course, of course. I mean, not only am I representing an amazing country, an amazing pageant powerhouse country like the Philippines, but I'm also representing the family legacy. I'm representing myself. And at the end of the day, I just want my fellow kababayans, our fellow kababayans, to be proud. The pressure will always be there. If I wasn't nervous, if I didn't feel the pressure, then there would be something wrong, because you don't want to be overconfident in a competition such as Miss Universe. But I think I'm very grateful for my upbringing, that my parents really taught me how to be graceful under pressure.
Yeah.
Even if ninenervous ako last night, di nyo alam, sobrang lamig in
in the venue.
that venue, that all of us girls were actually physically shaking because it was so
Shivering.
cold. But it's just being able to compose yourself once you're on stage, and that's part of training. That's part of always putting yourself out of your comfort zone. So practice makes perfect.
How different is your present Miss Universe journey from your first foray in pageantry?
Well, actually, ang layo, because admittedly, my first 2 attempts, I was still trying to conform to what people were expecting of
Mhm.
me. I was still trying to fit into this mold, into this box. And this year, I really wanted to break that stereotype, break that boundary, that you can be your authentic self, and you can still be Miss Universe Philippines. You can be who you are. You can celebrate your own uniqueness, and hopefully become Miss Universe as well.
I like that. Which reminds me of our previous previous interview, which you talk about, you're being unapologetically authentic.
Authentic.
So do you think now that we're here in Miss Universe, do
Uh-huh.
you think being unapologetically authentic is a necessary requisite to become a transformative leader?
Absolutely, because beyond the pasarela, beyond all of the show-stopping moves on stage, the organization is looking for somebody that they can work with throughout the year.
Yes.
And you're not going to be doing pasarela 24/7. They're looking for somebody that can engage, somebody that can be an ambassador for the brand itself. So you really want to make sure that you're showcasing who you are, because you're going to have to live with that for the next 365 days if ever you're crowned
Yes.
the winner. And of course, Miss Universe has made the shift into inclusivity, into advocacy, into being beautifully confident. And
Mhm.
if you weren't being your authentic self, then how can you truly become beautifully confident?
That is so
Right.
true. So, having that said, palakas ka nga ng palakas by the day.
Thank you.
And if
Thank
you end up
you.
winning the whole thing,
Yes.
how would you strategize your reign for Miss Universe? What would you like to do? How would you
Right.
foray your reign while in
Mm-hmm.
relation to your advocacy, which is
Advocacies.
spreading awareness about
Mm-hmm.
autism?
Well, you know, my strategy, especially mentally, is really to take it day by day. Of course, I've prepared for every aspect of the competition, but it's very hard to plan ahead, especially assuming that you win, because hindi pa tayo nakakarating dun. You have to get to
Yes.
the crown before you can plan. Of course, I've had conversations with Catriona, with Pia, and they've given me such amazing advice for the competition. But I think I just don't want to get ahead of myself and assume that, oh, okay, if I win, ito yung magagawa ko. But of assuming that I do win, of course, I'm here to really celebrate and spread awareness to my advocacy, which is towards autism inclusivity, empowerment, and awareness. Of course, being able to bring that on the global stage once again is amazing. I love the fact that we have the Voice for Change this year. A lot of people have been
Yes.
supporting it. They've been loving it. They see how true and groundbreaking it is also, because I do promote inclusive work,
Yes.
and that is a very sustainable practice. Hopefully, with the platform of Miss Universe, crown or no crown, I know that it'll get the attention of every corner of the universe, and hopefully other companies, big or small, can adapt to more inclusive work. And assuming that I win, hopefully that I can travel more and talk about it more, really advocate for this advocacy of mine that admittedly hasn't been getting the spotlight globally, but that's why I'm here to be that champion, to be the voice of those who don't have one.
Wow, wow. And I just realized this. Yeah, you're coming in such a perfect
Thank you.
at the perfect time, at the perfect place, because as I realized it, you're the first I feel like it's very rare for a Filipino Chinese like you to represent
Oh.
our country in the upcoming pageant. So with everything that you have been doing, and especially with this Voice for Change, na-intriga talaga ako dun sa isang caption na nilagay mo. How would this impact the
Yes.
strides that these minority communities are doing right now?
Well, I did have a line earlier in my Voice for Change, which is change. This is not about change. It's
Yes.
about transformation. And to elaborate a little bit more on that, you know, just by definition, merely, change is very small, incremental steps, very surface level. The reason why it's not Voice for Change, it's about transformation, is because when you talk about transformation, you start from its foundation.
Yes.
It's a very comprehensive change that can really affect the whole spectrum, because although small steps are very appreciated, when you're on a platform such as Miss Universe, you can really attack the problem from its core, really talk about it and instill that transformation. Just like the logo that they use a butterfly actually from a caterpillar. It transforms into this magnificent butterfly. And that's what I'm hoping to achieve with my advocacy, not just with autism, but also for inclusive work, because people, like millions of individuals, have autism, and you know, they grow up just like us, they have a life just like us, and we have to create those opportunities for them to live a purposeful and fulfilled life.
Amazing.
Oh, thank
Amazing.
you.
So, last question. I know you said in our past interview, babaklain mo, ang strategy mo is babaklain mo ang Miss Universe.
Oo naman.
Paano mo pa kami babaklain
Alam
in
mo
the
na,
next few days?
pag nakakausap pa talaga yung nanay ko,
Oo.
lagi niyang sinasabi sa akin, "Nako anak, baklain mo ha." You know, I think, and I'm hoping that a lot of our kababayans have noticed my growth and my transformation as well from my first foray in pageantry.
Yes.
Of course, my pasarela is so much better. It's so much more polished. I have an amazing team to thank for that. But also, it's really just making sure that I give on a show. Because Miss Universe on the 18th will be a show. And I have to be as engaging. I have to be as fun and playful. Of course, advocacies are very serious. But when you're talking about the show, kailangan you make people make people see why the Philippines is truly a pageant powerhouse country. And of course, all of our kabaklaan is also from the Philippines. I just want to showcase that also. I just want to be more engaging, more fun, more relatable. And that in itself is truly what makes me authentic. Before kasi I admittedly medyo nahihiya pa ako. I try to be more prim and more proper, but it's all about having fun at this point. I've been using the hashtag Kebs lang in some of my vlogs. Like if people don't like something that I do, Kebs lang. If they love it, then maraming salamat. But ultimately, as long as you trust your training, you trust your team, you know who to listen to, then, you can sleep soundly at the end of the
So
day.
can we safely say you can easily bring us back to the semis after being heartbroken that way?
Easily, of course, that's not up to me. It is up to the judges to decipher if I deserve to be in the top 20. But if anything, just know that I have been giving it 200% of myself. I've been bringing all of you along with my journey for you to experience that along with me. And hopefully at the end of the day, crown or no crown, alam na mga kababayan natin na pinaglaban ko sila ng buong buo.
So can you give a message to all of them?
Of course.
Rooting for you to
Of
become our
course.
fifth Miss Universe title holder.
Sa mga kababayan ko, I just wanted to say thank you so much for all of your continued support. I truly hope that you continue to keep voting for Philippines, not just for Voice for Change, but most especially on the Miss Universe app para mawala na yung kaba natin sa semifinals. But of course, you have been my absolute inspiration since day one. I would not have been able to see my potential that all of you have been screaming when I was such a little child. It was really because of all of you that I started asking myself, why can't I see the potential in myself now? And here I am, fast forward years later, I'm the Miss Universe Philippines. So I just wanted to say thank you. My heart goes out to the millions of Filipinos around the universe. Just please continue to support us. I hope you enjoy the show. We're about to start rehearsals, kaya abangan nyo yan, and I hope to see you soon.
Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you, Adam.
Can we
Dito
give
ka
a
sa
huge shout out to you, to the entire Miss Universe press team and organization
Yes.
for allowing this interview to be possible.
Yes. Shout
Good
out
luck,
naman
Michelle.
natin si Adam. Layo ng linakbay niya para
Oo,
sa atin.
anything for you, Michelle.
Thank you, Adam.
From one fellow
Thank you.
Chinese to another.
Yes.
So happy to be doing this with you. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching my interview. God bless you guys, and let's wish her all well. Bye.
Bye! Thank you!
Laban,
Laban,
Destiny.
Pilipinas!